Hello, how are you today? I'm here today to challenge you to help someone out, to take you and help them with something they need. Deep, isn't it? Let's talk about that. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third generation minister, an international best-selling author of multiple books. I have the privilege of helping people write, publish, market their books to bestseller and beyond. And more than that, though, I have the privilege of the millions of people that those messages, those books, them showing up as themselves in the world have helped. And I'd love the opportunity, whether we've worked together before or this is the first time, I'd love the opportunity to work with you as well, to help you see that your cloud doesn't have a silver lining, but rather it's silver stacked up and covered in cotton candy. Are you ready for that up level, that next, that better, that more in your life? If you are, let's go on a journey together. So today we want to talk about helping someone out. Have you ever heard the phrase, help a brother out? You know, really seriously, a lot of times we get stuck thinking about how we're going to help somebody. And more importantly, resisting the things that sometimes are the best and easiest way to just simply help somebody out. Now, if you had a glass of water and somebody else was dying of thirst, would you hand them the water? Or, and I know there's some people that are like, well, I wouldn't hand them my own water. Or if you knew there was a place where they could get good, clean, healthy drinking water, um, and it was free, would you give that to them? Would you tell them where it is? Or even possibly, if they're really desperate, go and get one for them? I know you're a big giver. You got a great big heart, and you love helping people too, just like I do. So I know that when the opportunity arose to be able to significantly do something that impacts a person's life, you're going to step up and do that. You're going to share what you know with people. Guess what? Hate to do this to you, but that's selling. That's all selling is. My father used to use the phrase, it's just two beggars telling one another where to find bread. And really, ultimately, when we look at sales, that's really all it is. It's just simply something that we have or we know where it is and helping the people find that thing that they need to be significant and valuable in the world, to make a difference in the life of even just one person today. Who is somebody you can help? What do you have? What could you do that could make the difference in their life? Because for that person, it can mean so much. So, to stay true to form today, I am going to use another Dr. Seuss book as a reference for what I'm talking about. One of the probably most popular, widely known Dr. Seuss books, probably second only to Horton Hears a Who, which I don't know, we might have to do something about that before the week's over too, but is the book Green Eggs and Ham. That's right. I did pause there just to make you think, which one? Which one? Green Eggs and Ham. I am Sam. Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham, Sam. But would you, could you, in a car? Would you, could you, here or there? Would you eat green eggs and ham? Would you eat them, Sam, I am? You see, I love the whole approach. And I know some of you are like, well, I hate salespeople like that are just on and on and on. If you knew that that you had something that somebody was going to love, wouldn't you push a little bit? Like, you remember when and I know we've all done this, you've had something that was just really delicious, and the person you wanted to just try it had never tried that before, and they maybe had, negative opinions about it. We often form those ideas about things, don't we? Some kid at school says, ew, green beans, they're awful, or ew, peas. And so then forever, even something that we liked is now icky because somebody at school told us it was. Somebody convinced us that it was. Or maybe, like in my household, you have a little brother who, even though he's eaten ground beef with onions chopped up in it his whole entire life, decides at like 3 or 4 years old that onions are icky things, and he is going to make sure that no one puts icky things in his food. And so, therefore, everybody else is either laughing because, we sneak it in on him, or is, left with less than because of something that isn't really based in reality. It's based in something other than that. And so, because of it, everybody suffers. And most importantly, you suffer. And even more importantly, that one person that you could help, that you could maximize who you are while it's called today, they go through today in less than what there could be their best day because you didn't share with them that one thing that you know. And that's all it is. Sales is nothing more than inviting, sharing, being concerned enough for someone else that you're willing to offer them something that you know that they want or need. I wish everything that we had to offer people was like ice cream, but let's be honest. If a person eats too much ice cream, that's not good for them. Conversely, if a person eats too many green beans, that's not good for them either. Everything needs to have a balance. But that doesn't mean we should preclude things because of our search for balance or because of some other kind of thing. And worse yet, it means we shouldn't have something held back from us for the pure, simple reason that nobody asked us. And nobody had the guts, like Sam, to be able to just simply ask us and maybe even ask us again. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. I would not eat them in a car. I would not eat them with a bar. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. And yet, what happens at the end of the book? Try it. Try it, see? And so finally, after being happily invited, because that's one of the things I think we miss about Sam, is he's never mean. He never tortures him. He just simply says, yeah, but what if? Ooh, what a great question what if is. There was a fun game we used to play with our salespeople. I loved this game. I'll let you behind the curtain here on the Kirby sales pitch, or at least the one that's done good. You should do something that's called a pre-close or a qualifying close, depending on who's teaching you. Okay. And what you do is you say something very simple like, if the price and terms were right for this, would you like to have one? Okay. Now let's break down what I said there. If the price and terms are right for you, would you like to have one? It's a simple yes or no question. No, actually, after having seen this, I'm not interested in that. All right. That's a powerful no. I actually took. Now, that no should be powerful enough that when the person says, oh, really? May I ask why? You have a legitimate reason. I have another brand new one just like it sitting right here. Ta-da! I didn't tell you. Or I hate that company or whatever it might be. Okay, those would be legitimate, solid no's. Okay. And sometimes if we give people more information, that no turns to a yes. And sometimes that's a good way of knowing, okay, this person, now's not the right time. And that's all right. But what typically ends up happening when we answer that question, they don't say a solid yes or a solid no. They throw what we call in sales objections, meaning they try to distract the conversation from the very simple to the most complex at all. And so they will say things like, well, I have to get new carpet. Well, the kids are getting ready to start college here next fall. Well, all of those things, right? Okay, All of those are 100% legitimate. Did you hear me say that? See, a lot of times I think salespeople miss the fact that when somebody tells you what they're thinking and where they're at, that's totally legitimate. My dad used to always say, God gave us 2 ears and one mouth, so we listen twice as much as we talk. And I'll tell you from experience, if you listen to a person long enough, they will tell you exactly what they need. And so, yes, some people will solidly tell you, no, no, here is my legitimate reason. And the answer is no. Okay, let's be grown-ups enough to be able to say no, because every no takes us closer to a yes, but more importantly, that's powerful. I remember doing an interview with Don Crowther, and he talked about how amazing it was in our marketing when somebody opted out. What a blessing that was to us, because then we knew that person wasn't the person that needs to be in our market, doesn't need to be sold to, doesn't want or need what we're talking. And that's really, really the best gift somebody can give us, is to completely opt out. If you happen to like, this is Don's example, if you happen to like the Dallas Cowboys and I happen to like the Green Bay Packers, Don's from Wisconsin, he said, and I'm offering you Green Bay Packers stuff and you're a Cowboys fan, you're never going to be interested. And the most wonderfully powerful thing you can do is just simply say, no, I don't like the Green Bay Packers. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And as sales and marketers, we can take that personal, or we can take that as the compliment and the wonderful communication that it is. Okay, this person has definitively shown me they're not my market. Now, that may be a very simple, oversimplified example, but I think it gets the point across as good or as well as anything can. Because at the end of the day, we just need a simple yes or no. In fact, I'll go so far as to say we deserve for one another, to one another, and as human beings to get simple yes or no's, to get the answers to the questions we asked. So, again, the question, if the price and terms were right for this, would you want one? That's it. Not that you're going to get one, not that you know what the price is yet, even necessarily, not that you have any idea what the terms are, but is it just even something you're interested in? If I'm selling you mud pies and you don't want to buy mud pies, you can just simply say, well, no, I'm sorry. These may be the most flavorful mud pies in the world, but I don't even want to try it. If you're allergic to something, let's say you're allergic to nuts and somebody says, here's the most delicious peanut butter in the world. Well, I have a peanut allergy. I'm never going to even want to try it no matter how good it is, because what if I liked it and I died? Because I just couldn't simply say no. That's fine. And that's legitimate. That's just as legitimate. But on the other side of the equation, the question, if it was affordable to you, if the price and the terms are right, is it something that you would like to have? Now, there may be a lot of legitimate reasons that go beyond that question, that may be the next question. But the question right now isn't, here's how much it costs and these are the terms I can do for you. Can you afford that? The question is just simply, is it something you're interested in? And Sam drives home so well until he finally just says, just try it, see? And then what happens? He tries the green eggs and ham. He's like, oh, I do like green eggs and ham. I would eat them near and far. I would eat them here and there. I would eat them in a fox or in a box or with a fox. Because he tried it. Because the person just stuck with it long enough to go, I understand all the things you're saying. Would you be willing to try it? Would you be willing to see what impact it'll make on your life if you do? You see, selling is just helping somebody out. It's just seeing that you have something that's good for them, whether it be a health and wellness product, whether it be, something that a person invests in, or, which includes things like life insurance and things like that. whether it be a mindset thing or other types of coaching. Maybe it's something really practical like a broom, to sweep your house out. Whatever that thing might be, maybe it's a candy bar. Maybe it's something totally not nutritious and not good for you, but that you really enjoy eating. I can tell you this much. If you go to the grocery store and you're wanting to buy a bag of chips and you go down the chip aisle and there's no chips in that entire aisle, and you walk around the store and you look at the end caps and you finally go and ask a cashier, where are the chips? And the cashier says, oh, we don't have any of those. All right. You're obviously not going to buy chips there because that's what you came in to look for. Same thing is true when we are just trying to help somebody out. We're just taking what is available and offering it to them, giving them an opportunity to be able to say yes, and loving ourselves enough to get them to answer the question that we've actually asked. If, that if is a big question, if the price and the terms are right, is this something you would want? Simple yes or no question. All the other objections, they're not part of the equation at that point. I kind of alluded to the game. My favorite game to play when I was a sales trainer with my people was to simply ask the whole room of them if the price and terms were right. Give me your objections. Give me everything you've ever heard, everything you can, and you dream it up. All right, let's play the game. If you can get me to do anything other than remind you what the question really was and bring you to a place elegantly where you answered that question, then I'll give you it wasn't big, but it was probably like a $20 bonus or something like that. And they would go around the room and raise their hands or pop up or whatever, and they'd ask all kinds of crazy things, and people come up with all kinds of crazy excuses. It's a Tuesday. All right. I can appreciate that. And maybe there's something significant about a Tuesday that I don't understand. And I'm not saying you have to buy it on a Tuesday. I'm just simply asking you, if the price and terms were correct, would you want to? See how I turn that back around? I need to take this call. It was great going live with you guys. I love you. Hey, Cheryl. Hold on just a second. I'm unplugging.